I played to him my whole catalog when we sat down and had a meeting. And the only thing that he gravitated towards was this Afrobeat record that I had recorded, that I hadn't dropped. There was nothing for it. I just had it in my vault, and I decided to show him.
Alright, what's going on, my brothers and sisters around the world? It's your boy Terrell Humphrey, and welcome to Failure's Knowledge. Here at Failure's Knowledge, we empower people to become the best version of themselves by doing what we let it do. You know, for today, for episode, I don't know what episode it is, but for today, we got my special guest. I met him yesterday, bro. Judah, man, what it do, bro?
Good look,
man. Much love, man. Who are you? What are you doing? Where are you from?
Superstar.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead, superstar.
Let them know what you did for that side. I'm from originally Lagos, Nigeria. That's where they had the accent. That one come out. That's really, I call it an accent, but this is the accent more than anything.
Yeah.
When I talk like that, like when I did change my voice, I don't know how to speak like that's really my voice. That's how I speak. Communicate all the time, like I told you yesterday.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm from Miami, Florida, and we out here. So I met you at the what was it called? The
Juneteenth. Yes, sir.
There was a lot of vendors, a lot of good people, great vibe and energy. Came up to me, started talking, chopped it up before I hit the stage, switched it up on him with the accent that I dropped. When I first touched the stage, got the mic, dropped a different accent. I know definitely that probably threw you.
It did. It did, man. And it threw me because it was so authentic.
Yeah.
You feel me? Because a lot of people, they performing, but they don't want to be themselves. But at the same time, when you yourself, that's where all your vulnerability come in. That's where all your fans relate to you more because you're a human being. You're a human being, you feel me? And people don't understand, like, the more you're yourself, the more people gonna relate to you. Yeah. Like now, the journey I'm on, bro, I had to learn how to be myself, be vulnerable, and accept what's wrong with me. Shit took a lot. What made you want to get into music?
Well, I've been playing instruments since I was a kid, and that's my base and my background. I'm an instrumentalist. Before I'm a singer, before I'm a rapper, before I'm anything in music, I'm a straight pure instrumentalist. I got my saxophone upstairs.
Really?
Yeah.
You should brought it down.
I could have. I wake his ass. I call him right now, tell him to bring it down with him.
Bring it.
I tell him right now. But he bring my sax down with you. But definitely, it's something that I've been playing the clarinet since I was, I want to say like 8 or 9 years old. And then from there, I transitioned to the saxophone when I was like 11. And I learned how to play the drums, a little bit of keyboards, not too much, but I know some harmonies, so I get it right.
Yeah.
And the flute was something that I had learned. A girl actually taught me. And then I've always wanted to learn guitar, other instruments. But I play all the saxophones, like the whole saxophone family, all the clarinets from the bass clarinet. Give me any size clarinet, I'll show you how to play, type shit. So I've been, I have back at home, I've won awards in competitions when I was in school. Not school competition, like district honor band, all state, regional. I played at the Tri-State Festival, which was Florida, Alabama, and Georgia, and they combined the best musicians high school years when I was in 11th grade. That was on my clarinet, because my clarinet is where, I played saxophone, but my clarinet, that's where my mastery is. That's where I was playing level 5, level 6 solos, getting the superior ratings, all of that. I make music. I've been playing music, making music since I was young. So, transitioning into actually recording, I was, like I said to you yesterday, I was actually a rapper, and I started off rapping. So that was what, hip hop, everything really grew on me growing up, and it spoke to me. But when I met Stan, my manager there, I played to him my whole catalog when we sat down and had a meeting, and the only thing that he gravitated towards was this Afrobeat record that I had recorded, that I hadn't dropped. There was nothing for it, I just had it in my vault, and I decided, he was like, play that again. I think that's the record. So he was completely sold when I played for him that record. So I was like, cool. We ended up, touching it up, dropping that record. That was Janet Jackson. Then after that, Nobody. We went back in the studio. He was like, you got another Afrobeats record? I did. I had Nobody. We finished cooking it up, did it right, and he really produced that record. And then we dropped that. That was great with the cover. That's the cover that has the merch on it. And then we came back with Judah. The top of 2020 recorded that record, which was I was the test through the fire, where I had to sing that song 3 times, and then we changed the mic, and then I sang it another time all the way through again. Like not sing, let me be clear. I had to record the song. If you know the difference of singing a song is one thing. Recording a song is harmonies, dubs, layers, virgins, leads, all of that. I did that 4 times that session.
4 times.
For like 7.5, 8 hours.
Okay.
You could attest to that. Because he didn't like the way I did it the first 2 times. Really got up in me. And then we got to do it the 3rd time. And that 3rd time he liked it. But he said maybe we should do it on a different microphone. We tested out the hook on a different microphone. He's like, yeah, let's record the whole song again. I'm like, you bugging. you the crazy guy. I just did sing the song 3 times.
Yeah, I'm listening.
But he did it again. So my intro to music, my dealing with music has always been even with my conductors back in school. And he always saw me as a prodigy. To Mr. Shaw, shout out to him, forever love me. He took me under his wing, and he taught me so many things about music. Even though he was a brass player, played trumpet, he still taught me a lot of things about how to be a good musician. Everything I learned about being a good musician, I really got to attribute and attest that to Mr. Shaw. He really taught me since I was in 4th, 5th, 6th grade. And I remember even because he liked my family so much, he taught me the clarinet early. And I remember the summer before coming in, he was teaching me how to play clarinet. And I was took sax lessons early. Looking back at it, it's no wonder I'm doing music now, because damn, I was been playing instruments since I was a kid. The majority of my life, all I've been doing is making music.
And it's amazing that you just realized that, even telling your story, because that was gonna be my next question, because you're playing it throughout your whole life, your entire life, but it's here instilled in you. You feel me? Because I want to learn how to play piano, but I really put the time in it, because I'm doing everything else, real estate, podcasting, social media, you know. So I'm not really putting the time into the piano aspect, but I am gonna make the time sooner or later. I'm gonna get a coach.
I feel that.
I'm gonna get a coach. You feel me? Because your knowledge is more than what I have. I mean, I can watch YouTube videos, but it's different from what Stan did to you. It's different from you being in the process and actually, okay, boom, I gotta record this shit 4 times. But at the same time, there's a reason. First time, it wasn't good. Second time, you're getting a little bit better, but still not good. 3rd time, okay, boom, you see the progression. Okay, 4th time, okay, now let's hear what you need. You feel me? Let's hear what you know, learned through this process. A lot of people don't see what you went through. A lot of people only see today. Only everybody just hear the music and see the videos, see the fame and publicity. At the same time, they don't see how much work you have to put in. They don't see how much work I have to put in.
That's real.
But at the same time, I'm doing it because I'm making it look easy. I'm comfortable with the process now. I mean, this shit's still gonna be hard. Don't get it misled. No, it's still gonna be hard. But at the same time, we're putting that time in. Behind closed doors, there's so much things and effort and pain and suffering that we have to go through. What when you're playing your instruments, whichever instrument, what are you feeling when you're expressing yourself?
That's something that I'm even really glad you touched upon, because it's really something that I was just playing to my girl a couple weeks ago. Sometimes the only way I can express myself, and words can't quantify or hold a feeling. And I just gotta bust out Diana, that's my saxophone. And I just gotta play some shit and growl, and I can't really explain it, but it feels different when you're able to take, because music conquers moods. You know, it talks to you, it creates a whole mood. And when you're able to, because of what you feel internally, if I'm playing jazz, if I'm feeling slow and low, and I drop out some blues, and I start doing a slow whine, now you feeling like, damn, what's going on, bro? Right? I just changed the whole mood, and that puts me in a room where I just hear that sound, and it lets that emotion come out. And sometimes when it's that rapid excitement, that's when that Latin jazz come out, and you start, como van, and all the high octave. But the point is just, since I was young, because before I could rap, before I could sing and all those things, I learned to express myself with my instrument. So I've never changed too much. I guess I'll say that form of expression when it comes to playing my instruments. Now, writing and sing, obviously, that's a different expression that I feel, and then rapping, that's a different expression I feel. But and even the power of word, that's a different expression in conversation. So I take all those modes of expression as their own. They have their own intricacy and they're all unique. But they also serve a certain purpose, because the way that when you rap, that feel different conveys a message. Sometimes singing, just holding out that line. Play "I Will Always Love You" by Whitney Houston. Play "Graduation" by Vitamin C. You see people start crying thinking of the past. That evokes something. And then play some Coltrane. Play some Count Basie or some Thelonious Monk. As far as jazz goes, that's going to evoke a different feeling and emotion. And then listen to Morgan Freeman give an audio monologue. That evokes a completely different emotion. So every mode has its own emotion that it really brings out.
I agree, and you're vulnerable. You're vulnerable because you're actually saying, okay, this is what I'm feeling, but now I'm gonna express myself through the music. I'm gonna express myself through the words, through my talent, through my creativity. See, a lot of people don't know how to express what we're going through because we're so prideful, so egotistical. Why? Because we ain't never had a chance to to reveal our what's going on with us, because we're suppressing everything, suppressing our feelings, our emotions, how our day went. And this is guy Anthony. I heard his music. He was talking about breaking up with his girl. Oh, he cheated on his girl, not breaking up with his girl, but he was cheating on his girl. But he made a song about it. I heard the lyrics. I was like, I need to talk to him. I talked to him. I was like, bro, the fact that you're vulnerable, you're acceptance enough to see what's wrong with you, and you put it behind the music. I'm like, bro, that shit powerful. That shit is powerful because you don't know what you just did to these people. You feel me? They're not gonna hear the words. A lot of people not gonna hear the words, but they feel the emotion. They feel what you're pointing out. Everybody that you refer to, Whitney Houston, Morgan Freeman, everybody has a different spectrum on how can you connect with people. Is it your time to be connected with? Are you willing to be connected with? You feel me? You gotta be acceptance on what's coming to you, because if you don't, you're gonna always overlook it. How long did it take you to realize? Let me put my ego to the side, because you stated that you recorded one session 4 times.
I'm not gonna lie. I think ego died somewhere along the road when I was riding with Stan.
Yep.
Because and my ego died a couple times throughout my life. And then in my music career, it had to. It started when I first worked back with this guy. I had to first sun myself, because I came out of high school full of shit. Because I had these people that they kind of gassed me, said they was gonna make a label around me. And I had the workings in, really sold me. And eventually, by the summer, they had my parents sold me the idea too. So I was really thinking like that's how it's supposed to be when you're a real nigga. You feel me? You come out of high school with that deal, and y'all make that record, y'all get someone going, and then we come with the next record. And now we hot. That's it. I'm about to be lit. Like, because I'm 17, but they ain't seen nothing yet.
Yep.
I'm feeling myself. And it did not pan out that way. Obviously, that was 6 years ago. But it didn't pan out the way that I really had seen it or wanted it. So there had to be. That was the first ego kind of kill, where we had to come back to the lawyer, and he was kind of just giving us scraps at that point. Seeing what he could do for me. Off love, so I kind of, at that point, there is no more ego, and he was listening to the rap tracks, and he's like, it sound like demos to me though. Those were records we was ready to drop. He said it sound like demos to me though, and we was ready to drop it. Yeah, spent bread on it, which I still have those files. I had it on my old laptop, transferred it to this Google Drive. That was we got hustled. But they was the label people was actually trying to hustle me a contract that they drew up. That's why I never signed, could never do that. And then dealing with Tony Butler, I'll say his name because I ain't gonna say what I'm finished with that sentence, but he know how I feel about him. And he did some real big messed up stuff to me and my family. More so to my family, because he sat down with my parents and conversed with them multiple times. But to me as well. And in the falling out of things, I remember he had told me that you never gonna make it, your song, you never good, you never be nothing without me, X, Y, Z. Didn't kill my ego, but the ego death was, he went back to the lawyer and talked to him. It was like, alright, so what you gonna do? Because we still don't have nothing, and there was just nothing there. And he didn't like anything. He listened to it like, ugh. But then he took me to Fusion House, and then we got introduced to Aaron, and then he heard those songs. He heard the one song with the Nigerian accent. He was the one that really said, hey, I mean, it was Tony that said, hey, make Rolly with the Nigerian accent, so we recorded a version with it. And Tony really was, it really wasn't so much as far as it was a kill of ego, because he was just in no way a constructive, or I personally would say, a good person. So, what I can't really say that he helped construct and mold my ego better, because he did more harm than good. But he did tell me, the gold he did say is rap, use that accent. And that was gold enough. If it was all work, I still say it's worth it.
Yep.
Because that was the key. And he said, hey, use your accent. That was how we get to your Afrobeat singer, right? You're a rapper at this point. Well, that was the start. And then with Aaron, he really loved only liked the one with the accent, I should say. Hated the rest of the songs. So I re-recorded all the songs again, and this time we made Afro Trap. That was when I first made that style. That's when the Fusion House I made for all the Lambo. My biggest streaming song to date, over almost 1 million streams on Spotify. The songs just went off. And then Rolly, all those other songs that I made, the Most Stress EP. That's where I recorded and dealt with that Fusion House. And Aaron was kind of trying to sign me and deal with me with the label and the record, and it ended up falling out because he kind of, it wasn't coming right. And it was another ego death, because he kind of really tried me and pushed me to the side, and it was always, even as I would deal with him, it was always still don't know anything. And I always knew I had a lot to learn, but I didn't like the way it was spit. So I had to kind of just kill my ego on that side and always submit. And then kind of fell out with him, and then I just started doing my own thing. And by June, I stopped messing with Aaron. By December, I was performing in Harlem in New York. So I didn't need Aaron. And that was a great show. First time I did, second out of show state at that point, because I did LA in November. And that was my first time I was in LA. Break the House, that was great. I remember that club Show Love won that contest, or second place. Should have won that contest, though they hold me because I wasn't from the hometown, but still Show Love. And some guy tried to fight me because his wife kept dancing on me. Wild shit. I was 19, but that jump back, I did my thing that year. Came back in 2020, was even stronger. Top 2019, and then that's when I started going. Did that show in San Diego. Came back, did LA again. Did New York, and everything was hot.